pause to seek guidance, please? And now we'll have a reading of the mission statement. To provide, promote, or facilitate municipal services that meet the community needs by preserving, supporting, and enhancing quality of life for all. The next, we have approval of the agenda, additions or deletions, and I'm actually going to ask for an addition, and it's just because it's the Purple Ribbon Campaign. I just want to mention it,
Okay.
and when it's running. So it's the only reason it's being put on the agenda under new business. If there's nothing else, would someone like to approve with the amendment?
So moved.
Is there a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next thing is the minutes of October 28th. Is there any errors or omissions? If not, would someone approve them?
I thought we had the vote on where is it? On the dumpster.
No.
That's not today?
This is last week.
Approving the minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking through the whole thing here. I don't see it. I thought it was on the agenda.
It's on our agenda. We're talking
Oh.
about the minutes.
The minutes.
Yep, I know, I understand. I'm just looking ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So someone going to approve?
I'll move them.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Business arising from the minutes. Counselor Manzer?
No.
Counselor Tudor?
Should we add the dumpsters to that? Or wasn't that to be referred to this meeting?
I thought it was on, wasn't it? I didn't see it on the agenda.
Oh, I thought it was on the agenda.
So did I, and I thought I saw it. That's the crazy part, but it's
No,
obviously
I can't
not.
tell you what's
Council
on.
committees,
Council committees.
bylaw policy.
Thank you.
What'd she say?
There it is.
My hearing's getting
Council
worse.
committees under bylaw and policy, it's there.
Okay, so we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my hearing's, I'm going deaf like my father in the exact same way. It sucks.
Not saying a word.
It's going.
Counselor Adams?
No.
And there's nothing from me. I don't know if I mentioned it, Deputy Warden McAlpine has been excused, he's on vacation.
Sent us a regret. Said he got
Yeah.
Yeah,
finished.
to the 29th.
And we do allow people to have vacation. Well, we don't allow them, they take it and we say, that's
I'm
great.
going to angrily talk about them later, having fun.
Yeah. So, under new business, CUPW, the future of Canada Post. When that came in, Canada Post, the union wanted us to know what was going on, and if there was any remarks that we wanted to send on, to please do. Since then, I have received last week from Canada Post themselves, a survey to talk about Sandy Cove Post Office and if there's been any effects. So I've got to fill that out, and I will this last week with John, and I'm sorry that just was not on my radar. I do apologize for not having it sent out yet, but I will have it done this week. Big thing is, when you read it over, if there was a comment you wanted to make, would you please send it on? Okay? So maybe it should have been more, I put it under new business because I thought it was important for it to be there because of the futures of what's happening and the changes that are coming. The next I put down was the FCM Sustainable Communities Conference and Trade Show. This year, it is in PEI. It's close by. I have been able to attend the last 2 years. I'd like to attend again. I also would like to see if there's any other council members here that would like to attend as well.
I think I would.
I might be interested, but I'll talk to a few different groups and stuff before I go to see if I can go with an agenda. Is that
Okay.
all right? Am I allowed to? I'd like to-
You can make up your mind.
Okay, thanks.
I'd like to go as well.
And
I haven't been, I didn't go last year, but I did go.
Oh, I gotta
so
get
then
tissue.
there is 3, and what happens, or what we had did the time before when Mertz and I go, and if we go this time, we will share our
Yeah.
travel, and we will share, and actually, George, if you
Yeah.
want to, we can share travel as
Yeah.
one vehicle. And the other thing that Mertz and I will do, and I'm sorry you're not invited, we will share a room. I
It's
know,
okay.
it always makes people sad when I want share rooms.
We have 4.
3 with a possibility, but if we do, we're all traveling in my vehicle. And Ritz and I will share a room,
Yeah, and the registration's out now.
Is
so
it?
we will get that dealt with.
It was sent to you in an email a couple weeks ago, it's been at least.
Can I register everybody?
Sure.
I can't remember how that worked, because one time we couldn't do that, you had to register yourself, but if you can, that would be good.
Yeah, because I'll use our credit card. I gotta get it from Pat,
How could you do it?
my credit card, then I'll make sure it works. No, I have someone else drive me right now, but tomorrow afternoon I'm allowed to drive, so I'll come tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so I don't think we need a motion for that, I believe that was covered, and
Out
I,
of province, though, isn't it? Yeah. Has to be
oh,
ahead of
so,
time.
okay, so can we have a motion, please?
I'll move that,
We send representatives too.
yeah, we send representatives to the Sustainable Communities Conference and Trade Show in PEI in
Okay.
February.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that specific enough? Probably should have the number 3, I would say 3.
Well,
I'm not,
well, you're not sure, we'll say 3, and then we can always amend after.
okay.
So we'll say 3.
Mhm.
3.
Yeah.
I'll move the,
Ask the question again.
I'll
He
move
moved it.
as amended.
No, we just amended it before we
It's
did.
a friendly.
Oh, okay.
And who seconded that?
I
Me.
Okay,
Oh.
Maritza?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Just, I'm making sure. And
I
again,
will now.
do you know who, Pat? Well,
I just write.
okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Upper Clemens Park funding of DHA business services.
Simon,
Frizzell.
you missed number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Simo.
Simon Frizzle.
Why isn't this coming up?
Funding request. My question is, and the easiest thing, of course, does it fall under our policy? And if it doesn't fall under our policy, and we just had a meeting on this,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm checking with the
Does he have a letter from the
the
administration?
CAO.
I don't think it's a school,
It's not a
it's
school.
not a school-based function.
The youth
Represent-
policy refers to school functions or students attending.
Okay. So what happens in that aspect? There is nothing, right? Or,
Not specifically, no. If it doesn't fall under a youth grant policy, there's no other opportunity to provide funding to individuals.
Can he apply under DART, to DART?
Yeah.
Does DART
Any money?
provide?
I don't know. Karen?
I don't think we do, but we
I
would,
mean, it's a
but
shame
we
he's-
would,
he's top of his, games.
but we can refer him also, they can tell him who to refer to.
We do that then?
Yes, that he would have to reach Bob because there's a sports fund that is done, and I don't know how it works under Dean Kenley, but I don't know enough about it.
Want to move, should we make a motion then to move that to DART, refer to DART?
Or that we would,
No, don't
we
need a
would need a
motion.
motion because we're going to send a letter to Simon, and then we'll also contact Bob.
Sounds good.
Next is the Upper Clemens Park funding of DH business services. Now,
You want me to speak?
you can speak to it, because I want to ask, okay.
Or you wanna ask questions
No,
in the letter?
no, go ahead.
Okay, Upper Clemens Park is looking at a 5-year strategic plan. They hired through Annapolis Ventures, Dan Harvey, for so many hours. And they're going to put several people or organizations will put in kind, as well as the park. But they need some money or the time for Dan Harvey to come for 40 hours. And our share of that would work out to be $3,405.
So the other partners are
So
going
we're either going to give him in kind or money. They figured it out with Dan.
For 40 hours?
Yeah.
40 hours is what it says
Does that
here.
sound right?
40.
That's what they gave me,
This is at 40.
$3,405.
That's our share.
Mhm. It's going to cost $15,000.
Okay.
So the other partners with
Yes, and I don't have.
Upper Ellis Park are going to be sharing the cost, and we have a chance to,
That would be our share.
Okay.
If we give him our time.
okay, so they're going to be doing those other things beyond 40
They've got
hours.
Other people on board or other organizations to cover.
So it's equitable then? This
Okay.
isn't,
Annapolis Ventures is putting in hours, giving up hours for Dan to be there. The park is, I haven't got that in front of me, sorry, I should have had it with me.
Is Annapolis County?
I don't think so. Annapolis Ventures is, no. I don't think
Annapolis Ventures is Annapolis County.
No, I don't think Annapolis County, is. I've never seen them there.
Isn't the theme park in Annapolis County?
Yep.
so they're not going to be paying to do it, but we will, is the proposal?
No, we're only one, but
I'm sorry. It's on my other computer. Oh, no, it might not be, sorry. Okay, give me a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Linda, what I want to hear from you, Linda, is how does it work with our hours with Dan and this type of thing? Because I can't.
Dan provides us with 22 hours a week.
So we're talking 2 weeks of his time.
It's a lot.
Okay, it's going to be spread out between the months of November and will not be finished until the week of March the 8th. And it's so many hours, like in the evening, we meet like for 4 hours, or during the day over lunchtime when people can come to the meeting. So it's spread out quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to be like 2 weeks doing this.
Okay, that's good to
Spread
know.
out, yeah.
But it would be 40 hours from our contract, is what
Or-
the
Yeah, 40
request
hours, yeah.
is.
If you're not going to give us the hours, then the request is the financial to pay.
I think that would work out to about 1,600, not 3,500.
That's
Maybe we should refer this to the next,
No, they need to know.
they need to know.
Yeah.
40 hours.
Speaking for myself.
Yeah, at $40 an hour should be about $1,600.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what his contract is. Actually, I think his contract is actually here. We're just getting ready to extend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay,
It is, yeah, it would be 40 hours, would be $1,600.
So do they want,
Either or.
if it's over a period of time, is it manageable from us? I think it's a good thing if we're working together. And do you know who's all putting in those hours, Maritza?
There's a committee called the Strategic Planning Committee, on which I am one of those. And the
So,
executive director, Greg, and the chair, David Brown, and Gregory Hemming from Annapolis County. Who else is- Oh, the guy, Ray, he's the treasurer. He's on the executive. So there's 5 of us.
So what would Dane's role be?
He's the facilitator,
Facilitator of
the
community?
strategic plan, trying to develop a strategic plan.
So he would be developing a strategic plan?
Yep.
And so he isn't gonna put in more extra hours than what's,
Well, he would, the thing is, then the theme park wouldn't have to pay him. They would produce the hours that he would be working on us for them,
Yeah.
okay.
basically.
Oh, I don't have it.
David?
Sorry, I thought I had it in my.
I just want to clarify, so the county of Annapolis isn't contributing financially to this?
I was just looking for that and I.
Okay, because
couldn't find it.
that's important to me, one way or the other. My vote would hinge on that. Excuse me.
Nope, I don't have it, sorry. You want to
Well,
delay this until we have more information?
but don't they wanna start that
They
now?
probably
They want to start it soon, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
Sooner
keep
than
delaying.
Yeah.
I think the theme park is important to our area. It provides a lot of seasonal jobs, and I think it's something we need. I personally am saying this, that I hope that Annapolis County would be helping on this project where it's in their area, but they have people that come in. But I feel that it's most important for Digby to step up to the plate and show that we're here for the citizens of our area. But that's my own personal opinion.
I think it's also important that, we step up regardless of Annapolis does or not. Like, you
Yeah.
can't kind of wait and see what everybody else does.
Uh-huh.
We think it's important, and we step up and say yes, and if Annapolis decides not to, then
That's their
yeah.
decision.
But, it is in their county, you would hope they would. But it's not for us to say.
That's right.
So maybe we can have, Linda, could you call,
Don't just make a motion.
no, I just want to ask.
Oh, sorry.
Could you call Greg and then perhaps straiighten out the amount? That's the amount that they, find out what that 3,405 actually means.
So he had quoted you $3,405.
Yep, that's what you wanted.
I can find out what that is.
Yeah.
So we will would someone like to make the motion, Maritza, that we will contribute to the amount that is asked for in hours of
Yes.
Dan's time?
Yep.
To contribute 40 hours of Dan Harvey's contract
Yeah.
to this Upper Clemens.
The strategic plan.
Strategic plan, yeah. So.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Any other questions or concerns? And David, speak.
I'm just concerned about money from our municipal unit going to another municipal unit when the other municipal unit, within the geographical confines of it anyway, is unwilling to put money into it. I think it'd be something I'd have a bit of a rough time explaining down in my district, because once again, geography does play. We're quite a far distance from it. And if my taxpayers on the islands are paying for something that's a couple hours away, 4 ferry boat rides in a different county, and that county's unwilling to pay, but the islanders are going to have to pay, I'm not comfortable with
I don't want to
that.
say that they're unwilling.
See, that's just it. There's information I don't have.
We don't know, but I think we have to make a decision based on Digby, and I know the jobs that are coming in. I'm not quite sure, but it involves a lot of people that, first of all, I know not only do they hire students,
They do.
but they hire mature people,
Mhm.
people that depend on those hours because it supplements them beginning to the winter.
I just would hate to see something like this, and again, we're operating on information that may or may not be. I'd hate
Yeah.
to see this become a pattern.
I'm sorry, I apologize that I didn't have all the information.
That's okay.
I thought that I had on the emails they sent me, but that was information that was given to me at the meeting Thursday night.
Okay.
And Dan was there. Dan would know. He was there. He sort of did the first preliminary discussions with us about strategic plan.
Well,
And he's met with Greg several times, so he might have the information with him.
I see myself with an option. with this in regards to for not being able to make a decision in my spots. I'll just abstain.
You can't.
I can't?
Not allowed, you have to
Not
vote.
allowed?
Abstain,
Yay or nay?
negative vote.
All right, I'll make it a negative vote.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contrary minded?
Nay.
Okay, motion carried.
That was an
Next-
easy nay.
Yeah. Next under New business
Didn't make a
was
difference.
Juniper House. I just want to, this letter just came in today, I hope. I didn't see it on the weekend, so it had to come in today. Juniper House Annual Public Awareness Campaign, the Purple Ribbon Campaign, runs from November 25th to December 10th as part of an international recognition of the 16 days of activism against gender violence. Please help raise awareness of violence against women. They're asking us to wear purple ribbons. Please consider wearing them for the length of the campaign. Does all counselors get one? Okay. They were put on your desk. And to show your support for abused women and their children, and your desire to live in a community that is free from violence. I also want you to remember that it's an annual campaign being organized by the Transition House Association of Nova Scotia. Juniper House is a member. The purpose is to commemorate December the 6th, 1989, the killing of the 14 women in Montreal, as well as to raise awareness about the far-reaching effects of violence against women. Just to tell you a little bit about Juniper House, it has a 15-bed shelter for women and their children leaving abusive relationships. It's open 24 hours a day. It serves Yarmouth, Digby, and Shelburne counties. It's a nonprofit with the belief women has the right to personal dignity, safety, and freedom from fear and physical and/or psychological coercion. A woman has the right to information, to moral freedom, personal freedom, and the right to exercise personal autonomy in making decisions, to make choices affecting her own life, and to accept responsibilities for the decision. Abuse of women come in many forms, physical abuse being only one. Abuse encompasses sexual, financial, or verbal abuse, as well as abuse of civil and economic rights. Children who witness violence at home are more apt to be part of the same cycle as adults, either as predators or the casualties of abuse. The eradication of gender-based violence remains a crucial task. So, I just wanted to let everyone know and to respect that, and I can say that I do remember the day of December the 6th, 1989, and when those 14 women, and to think it's been that long ago. I mean, to me, it just seems,
5 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
a
seem
long
that
time,
long.
wasn't it, eh?
Long time.
Yeah.
I remember it as a kid.
So I hope you all take your ribbons and wear them. And if you only wear them for one day, December the 6th will be the day to wear it. So, thank you. The next is the CAO report. Now, just to remind you, November the 26th is the planning advisory.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Don't mind me.
Okay.
I'm seeing planning advisory and I'm thinking of sharing, so don't mind me. December the 2nd, bylaw and policy. December the 3rd, shared services committee.
And that's that's yet to be confirmed. I haven't heard back from everyone that's on the
But
committee.
I think it's a good idea to have something on December the 3rd for them,
Why December the 3rd?
because I don't have to come.
Oh.
December the 9th, committee of the whole. December the 16th, bylaw and policy. And because we are nice people, we are not going to meet on December the 23rd, the 30th, or January the 6th.
Ooh.
January 13th is committee of the whole, January the 20th is bylaw and policy, and January the 27th is council. Now, from there, meeting action items updates, requests for proposal,
Request for decision.
decision or directions. BH Business Services proposal December 1st to March. Then you have your committee of the whole action items.
Do we have to make a motion on the Dan Harvey's contract?
Yes.
Also move. So they extend contract till March 2014, March 17th.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Okay, the whole action items, a lack of internet service, well, that is still being worked on.
I have some updates for that, and I asked him to send it to you. Has he sent it to
No.
you? Okay, that was just a few days ago that I sent that in.
Okay.
But they're thinking now the first quarter of the new year, starting with Westport and Freeport, and then working their way up from.
Oh, okay.
They're just working out lines of sight right now. So it seems to be going along quite nicely, and I found the company very easy to work with, and Dan, wow, Dan, good old Dan Harvey. What can I say? He just shows his great worth yet once again.
I had a lady, I won't say who, but that lives on the island, tells me she's been 2 years waiting to get internet.
I have somebody in...
2 years.
I have someone in Whale Cove that's up to 4 years now, and they put the tower in, they just never hooked up the tower, and for a couple of years, it was like, that's all, like unbelievable.
Hard to imagine. In this day and age, no internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it is, it's a big problem.
She told me that she has no TV, she has no internet, and, you
Might as
know,
well
she
live-
does have a phone.
Might as well live back in the woods somewhere, right?
She has a phone.
She probably does.
But she says her cell phone where she lives doesn't work.
My cell phone doesn't work at where I live, so I know exactly what that's like.
But it was just,
I know, but,
I
you
mean,
know.
because something was said, and I said, we are working on services. We have Dan Harvey, you know, working with the company. And, you know, she was asking a lot of questions and, you know.
This on the islands, you said?
Yeah, on the island. Oh, I already know, down my end, they will be so happy they'll dance just to get it.
If-
Little River especially, and you're talking up through Centerville, and it's all dead.
Yeah, there's a
All
lot of dead zones, even like between East Ferry and Little River. Even along there's dead zones, just outside that town. There's some nasty spots. If you want, I could give the lady a call who called you in regards to the internet. I do have a bunch of info. I am putting in passages, so she'll read it there.
Okay. The next,
Everybody should move to Digby.
Everyone should move to Westport,
I don't
Freeport.
think so.
Timberton.
we don't all want to move to, no, we can move in the municipality of Digby.
That's what I mean, moved it
Oh,
up
okay.
the side of Roxville or whatever.
Oh, what?
Down to Wayne, down to the line.
Oh, okay.
Stick to the neck, man.
Yeah.
There's lots of area.
The next is the lack of lighting at Canada Post. The question is, should we keep it on the action item? I don't know. We are getting stuff in about the closures and the boxes. I can tell you in my area, I know for a fact, there has been 4 times that all the doors have been open at the mailboxes. In the mailboxes that are in Mount Pleasant, the doors are not locked, they're hanging open. 4 times, because I've been called each time. The post office sort of doesn't say a lot when you call them.
So, the issue though is the lack of lighting.
The lighting, they're not going to do
Mailbox,
anything about
So
it.
there's no good to
No.
keep it on the agenda.
No. We are still working on the energy drinks, Deputy Warden and myself, so that needs to stay on yet. And it's being looked at through Dan Harvey and Deputy Warden and CAO about the airline. The software package,
Yeah, we can vote on that.
that has already been done.
That would be
No.
voting on it tonight.
What did I think we voted on? Oh, okay, don't mind me.
Maybe voted to move it to here or something.
That's right, thank you. Protective services, not started. The new bus is to be delivered sometime between December and February of this coming year. We are hoping to find out when that crosswalk is coming, because we have decided we're doing the crosswalk, am I correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
because last I was heard, well, I guess it's in the report, I haven't heard
Mhm.
anything. They were going to do a turning movement, some type of survey or analysis.
And,
before they make their decision, I guess.
And I had a lady who has a wheelchair. She does not have a motorized scooter. And she tells me, trying to get across to go on the sidewalk so she can go down to the mall.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, she says sometimes she's lucky if someone comes behind her and they sort of run her with the wheelchair. So she was, and I told her that we have agreed that it, you know, they had to put lights and that type of thing, but I wasn't able to tell her when.
Where is it located?
That will be the one coming across from PEX,
That's okay.
PEX to,
Yeah. I had forgot where it was.
okay, to Bel Air.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the possibility of the tractor being replaced.
Actually, the tractor has
Been
arrived.
Okay. And the building services vehicle, it's on order. Good. And then Smith's Cove plant took place on October 24th. And Bear River to Smith's Cove force main. Protection of the force main and budget was approved. They will be stockpiling those rocks, and I think everything's, I thought that was done.
It is, it's complete.
I told you, I'm,
It's okay.
Don't worry. I can't believe you even came.
well, I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. I just make believe I'm you.
What's
I
that?
said I just make believe I'm you.
Oh, thanks.
Environmental Health Services, the upgrade of the pump station at Bear River Fire Department was completed. The force main has not been started.
That doesn't have to be done this year. That doesn't have to be done at all.
Oh, it doesn't have to be done?
No.
Oh.
We were able to do
Environmental
something
Health
different.
Services.
Oh, great.
Save $20,000.
Save $20,000.
Just like that.
That's the tie-in for Digby, right?
Mhm.
Ooh.
Guess that'll be Linda's bonus for you.
Yeah, Linda's bonus.
So you just wait, further on in the agenda.
Oh, okay.
on the-
Monitoring system, oh, I thought you meant me.
No,
No bonus for you.
no bonus for you.
Oh, I just thought I was gonna get that for Christmas. I thought I'd be, you know, come like the rest of the people in the Ontario region. Monitoring system for Bear River budget, $10,000. That's not completed. Replacement pump, there's been no replacements to date required. Manhole inserts have not been started yet. We had the convict project electric generator.
Has it arrived yet?
Not yet, probably within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's
there's
gonna be
a
in
public
December.
meeting on
Okay.
Thursday for this project.
Here?
It's in Wayne,
The library.
at the library.
Thursday public meeting.
time?
That was the one that I.
After supper? No, like after supper?
Oh, I think so.
This is the one you mentioned to me. I didn't think it did make it to this list.
So, it's at the library, did you say?
Yes.
6 or 7?
I'm not, I have to confirm the time, I'll let you know.
Okay, that, just email me, that would be wonderful. Email, I can get it, I hope.
A question mark the time here.
The next is the 5-kilometer endurance wind turbine. That's installed. We had Greg Kerr and Gordon Wilson, our MLA, there for the picture taken and the announcement. Minister Sack Churchill, Sack, yeah. Sack
Natural Resources.
Churchill of Natural Resources was there as well. And we had pictures taken, and Courier was there.
Yeah, it's read it in the paper.
Yeah, he was trying to, I wanted to go swimming in the lagoon, he wouldn't go.
Pictures of you though, or
Never mind.
part of my RSP?
Part of my RS.
I'll remember that.
There was a joke in the islands. I was at the pub having some beer, and they were like, "Oh, better watch out! They'll take a picture and sell it to the Digby Courier for $20."
Special projects, the residential fly-in, the signs is to be erected, and Bob's working on the sign design, and costs to be included in next year's budget. The trail planning, that report has been completed. Age-friendly, nothing since the last report. Joint task force on completion of Highway 101. I just want to let everyone know that MLA Gordon Wilson has asked to sit on this committee. The meeting is to be scheduled in the new year with the new minister, but I also want to let you know, am I stealing your thunder?
No, okay.
No, you go ahead.
No, you're the chair of the committee.
Okay.
Which one are you talking about?
On Friday evening, we met with Deputy Minister Dr. Paul LaFleche. He said that our MLA has already been to him, talking about the completion of the 101 and what can be done. Paul has told us that he is a push and that it's been great. We were super pleased to hear that from Paul. And it was wonderful, because he said he thought we'd want to know. So,
And that they had made a pitch to the caucus on Wednesday of last week about the 101, car that comes up the 101, and that the minister is well aware of it. So,
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah.
all from our new MLA?
I have to say, the new MLA was telling me about a problem, and I was like, well, I have to do this, that, this. And then he goes, why? It's a provincial responsibility. I'll do it. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. Well, not quite that point,
There has
but
been activity, though. I got a
Nice.
letter about them
Yes.
crossing the properties or whatever
We got a letter too.
in the
There's a
next,
survey being done.
while,
Okay.
so
There's
they're
some
being
progress.
active on it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good.
forgot about that. That's right.
Good. The next is the welcoming committee. A possible committee discussed during services committee meeting. Request that Peter McCullen to attend next meeting to work on this. Shared services committee, and that first meeting was held September 30th. The majority of the meeting was dedicated to listing the services. Your meeting scheduled for October 28th is postponed to possibly December the 3rd. That's where you saw that date. Dave.
well, that explains. So I don't, okay, good.
I don't usually highlight so much, but what I am being told from people, that if they get an opportunity to see this, they'd like to sort of know a little bit more than we just saying this and this. So that's one reason I decided to go over that a little bit depth. The other comment I want to make, our CAO works hard on this report. I know we read it, but it's good for others to know that you're doing stuff as well, not just being a pretty face. And anyone with name Linda is.
Okay.
So, I'm
We
saying
all know
that. Our next thing will be October payables. Would someone so move that we pay the October payables in the amount of $812,410.27, please?
112,000, what was it again?
So moved.
Oh, there we go, so moved. Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Financial report of October 31st, 2013. Any questions? No? Hearing none, we will go on to the correspondence.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
may I interrupt just for 1
Certainly.
second to ask the CAO something?
Oh,
Were you able to find out that information in regards to do you think you'll be able to find that information in regards to the police that I asked for in time for the shared services meeting on December 3rd?
There's a savings.
A couple days ago, I popped in your office and asked for some,
No, I haven't had time.
I mean, will you in time for December 3rd?
Just a second. I guess,
For a second.
remind me again what exactly it was that you were looking for?
I was just looking for the RCMP agreement list of staff, essentially, and what was the other thing? Yeah, essentially the RCMP agreement that figures out the fees that we pay for whom we have there, and plus a job description for the community policing gentleman. I just want to take a little look at that,
I
see if there's any
will-
savings available.
Yeah, I'll have to get in touch with the province to get
Yeah.
that down.
You're like, don't look for this, David, I'll find it for you.
Well, you'll.
Yeah, yeah.
And a job description of the,
Of the community policing officer. And if even possible, if we're at full complement or not at the moment. It's just something I think that might be a good thing to discuss at the joint services, possibly.
well, or
We have a
the
joint
Joint Police
board.
Advisory Board. I think
That-
would be a-
You're suggesting that the Joint Police Advisory Board wasn't where I would find this information out,
Well,
was why
what I mentioned to you was that board doesn't get into the budgeting
Mm.
aspect
Yeah,
of the
I-
costs.
Mhm.
But in terms of the full complement of the members,
We
definitely.
know that.
Okay.
And as well, probably, well, I can get you the job description. But that committee isn't meeting until January. But I can find out what the complement is. I think there, from what I understood from the last meeting, was that there was someone that was out on paternity leave until January.
Mhm.
So I think we're down by one.
Okay, I just like to see the contract as well.
The contract?
Yeah, that
There's no
determines-
contract. There's no contract.
There's a formula.
I'll try to get a breakdown, and I don't know if I can get what you're asking for.
We don't see a
What you're looking
contract.
for is per officer, I mean, there's.
Yeah, a breakdown
I
for
can-
that.
I can give you that.
Okay.
That's 100 and some thousand.
Okay.
Because there's overhead costs and there's costs for just different things factored in.
You still have a building whether or
You just
not
don't
there's
take-
10 or 12 people there, for example.
Yeah, you don't just take 13 people and divide it by our budget and get, that's your price.
Yeah, I understand that.
There is a formula there.
Yeah. I just wanted to take a look for that, and I thought shared services might be a good spot to take a look at it within the context of, because I've heard murmurs from the town in regards to this, and I thought I'd like to take a deeper look, see if there's any savings possible. Okay, thanks, sorry for throwing you on the spot like that.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, next is correspondence. Davy and Debbie Van Tassel, the emu farm. The last update I wanted to give you is her emus have been sold. And that Nova Scotia Power was going to be calling her and to discuss the issue with her. We pass it on. The next is the PVSC to mayors and wardens read the 2014-15 budget. Larry Haight saved Weymouth Consolidated School, and there was a meeting tonight, and I sent Larry a note, George, that we had council tonight. Then there was a letter from Dan Mills on the emu farm closure, the media coverage on the emu farm, and the emu farm site. R. Fitzgerald appointment to November 2016.
That took almost a year to get the actual
Yeah.
response back from the minister.
That was
And
last January or February.
It was January or February we approved it.
That's sad. Next
Busy
is...
people.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Next is council committees, committee of the whole recommendations. We have recommendation for municipal finance software package, $66,500, includes optional modules, voters list planning, building inspection, and mapping. This, okay, go ahead.
This is, when I presented this to the committee of the whole, we were looking at the basic financial modules, which, because all 4 municipal units are participating, our cost is $38,000. There's optional modules that I'm strongly recommending that we participate in. One would be the voters list for $2,500. That would make things very, a lot simpler for staff. The other, which is adding, it would be $26,000, but it may be a little less if there's other municipal units. This is what is the planning and public works module. We had a presentation on it the other day with the building services, and it's part of it is a building permitting module, which actually all building permits can be entered electronically. It brings up reminders when inspections are needed or things that are pending that they're waiting for. If they've issued a permit and there's been no activity for maybe 30 days and it's the summertime, maybe something is wrong. And including it with the mapping actually ties in very well, because with the mapping, the building services or anyone within the staff within the municipality can click on a map and get, after a while, it will populate with information on, with this particular property, there was a building permit issued at such a time. The assessment is so much money, and all the information, and it's almost instantaneous. Now, we currently have what we call the Land Information Utility. It's a contract that we have with Annapolis Town and Bridgetown. That particular agreement runs out the end of this year, March 31st. That costs us $15,000 a year. So having this mapping for the one-time cost, plus there's, that $15,000 includes any maintenance on it. But, so we would drop that contract, which runs out the end of April anyway, not renew it, or the end of March, I'm sorry, and include this mapping. So that brings us to about $66,500, which is still significantly less than what we had budgeted. We had budgeted $100,000.
Yeah.
Can I ask what you mean by the voters list? They're going to go out and...
No, the voters list, it's a module that will be able to capture the voters list. Like, we'll have to input some information, but it's there according to the, I guess, the district.
So you think it's a good deal, Linda, to?
I think I was very impressed with the planning in the Public Works. It has all the information about subdivision. It'll have all our information about, so if someone comes in and wants a building permit, they can bring up the piece of property on the map. It will say, number one, it will flash up and say, oh, this property is due to be sold in tax sale, or was sold in tax sale, and you're not supposed to have a building permit. Or it'll say that it is in a particular land use area, so a development agreement for development permit is required. So it's
Makes it quick and easy.
Yeah.
very quick. The building permitting also, like, there's reports that have to be prepared every month for Statistics Canada, which can be quite time consuming for staff. This, at a press of a button, it goes and it's very accurate. And plus, I think the managing of the inspections, like the calendar part of it, or when you click on it, it'll tell you everything, Plus, it'll print it off and they'll be able to give a copy to the customer or the contractor.
Okay.
I have a question about the voters list. I thought the compiling and maintenance of the voters list was the provincial responsibility.
The provincial voters list, it is.
Yeah, but-
Municipal
Last time, municipal is different, because
Yeah.
it's different boundaries.
Okay.
At the last municipal election, we did use the provincial list.
It was to a lot of
which-
problems.
Which was problematic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay.
So should that be a motion, 66,500?
Wait,
Oh,
Yes.
oh, sorry, I jumped in front of you.
that's right, you
Sorry.
did.
I do that.
I was going to say, could we now have a motion from the recommendation from Committee of the Whole for this, please?
Yes, you may. I'd like to make a motion for $66,500 for the municipal financial software package with additional optional modules.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is a recommendation
Oh, there it is.
for the new building services vehicle from R. Ellis Chevrolet of $28,745. Could I have a motion for this, please?
I'd like to move that we buy a new building services vehicle from our Ellis Chevrolet for the price of $28,745.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. From the bylaw and policy recommendations, recommendation to pay $1,000 to FCDA to cover cost of dumpster for C&D materials in Tiverton for 6 months trial period.
I'd like to make a motion to pay $1,000 to the Freeport Development Association to cover costs of the dumpster for C&D material in Tiverton for a 6-month trial period.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion?
I had sent off the proposal to...
It was accepted in its entirety unanimously by the FCDA. I was talking to Andy earlier today.
And that proposal was that we would provide them with the funding, and they would take care
Everything.
of any of the costs, and they would retain any of the revenue generated.
Okay, wonderful.
And then after 6 months, it's going to be...
Then we'll
So we'll review it, yeah, see if it worked or not. I'm optimistic it will.
Okay.
If I find any garbage from anybody else's house, I'm going straight to the door. I swear.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the motion to donate $500 of municipal taxpayers' money to the UNICEF Canada for emergency relief in the Philippines.
So moved.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Was this the one that we decided that you found was the best?
I had
Yeah.
asked Pat to do some research
Yeah.
on it, and she had come up with that UNICEF 90%, according to their web, or she called them, 90% goes towards the cause and 10% goes to...
Administration.
That's pretty good.
That's a real big change, because UNICEF used to be one of the worst, and the last time I saw numbers for these was about 10 years ago. That's a big change.
Okay. The reason being given that the reason this council wants to give $500 because it's being matched with 2-to-1 money, so it would make it $1,500 altogether coming in, and that where it was such a severe natural disaster with thousands of lives lost and homes, villages gone. So other municipalities are helping with this as well. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
Nay.
You did a nay?
Uh-huh.
The motion's stupid.
Yeah, I did. I was uncomfortable. I feel that it's the federal government's responsibility for these sorts of things, and the municipalities have been picking these things up left, right, and center. I can certainly donate some money myself personally to UNICEF Canada, and that's what I'll be doing. However, I'm not comfortable putting the taxpayers' money into something that is, in my opinion, completely of a federal responsibility. I know they've set it up uniquely, but I still don't see how that's our responsibility.
It's defeated.
Myself, I don't think anybody's designated as a federal responsibility. I think as a human person, and anybody in the municipality, I don't think would have a problem with donating money for relief over it. It's my,
Don't you only vote if it's in the event of a tie?
No, I vote every time.
Period.
I
Yeah.
was just shocked.
I'm just uncomfortable with it, and I'm going to dip into my own pocket, is what I'm going to do instead. And that's my plan, and I don't like how these things sort of, it seems to be more and more responsibilities being downloaded on the municipalities. I know, I do understand it's a horrific state over there, and what's occurred in the Philippines is terrible, and I have friends from the Philippines, and I have friends that live in the Philippines. I lived in that part of the world for 5-6 years. I just don't feel, as a matter of principle, that it is our responsibility. My responsibility as a person, yes, I should be sending the money, and I'm going to, but as far as this goes, as far as taxpayers' money, I'm not willing to
David,
toss it.
I appreciate your answer, but I didn't expect that was all.
Yep, okay.
Because you're sounding like me.
Oh, God, no.
God
We're
help us.
both going downhill in a hurry, Linda, is that what that means?
Big one. Next is the advisory committee. The Digby Source Water Protection Advisory Committee, Councillor Adams. There is a meeting scheduled for January 23rd, 2014. Is there any updates you want to give?
No.
Okay. Heritage Advisory Committee.
There's been no meeting since the last one.
And you're the chair, right?
Yes.
So your name should be first.
Yeah, actually, we've spoken about this. My name was first, and because of meetings, I hit a couple, and she wasn't there, and I got in the habit of doing it, I guess.
I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
All right, then that will be changed. The Planning Advisory Committee. Warden Gregory, Counselor Adams, Counselor Tudor. Meeting scheduled for November the 26th, which is tomorrow. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll get that marked in. I will say that, am I allowed to comment now on our open house? Okay, we had an open house, and we had
2 people?
one.
1.
We did an afternoon and an evening session. And I take my hats off,
Chris Millian.
to Chris Millier for staying for both ones. I could see him sitting there.
Threw me for a loop, too.
And I said over there, for the evening one, Maritza was here, you were here, and.
I was here in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I had a
just-
meeting during the day.
I knew you were, I was just gonna get to that. But I was gonna say, so we could have had our own council meeting. We sat here for a couple hours.
Couldn't have
But,
been anything controversial, or they would have showed up. and-
Yeah.
And that's how we felt.
We did a good job,
And I was gonna
hopefully.
say, and I was told you were here in the afternoon. So I appreciate that we came. I was also under the opinion that if nobody showed up, nobody was concerned with what our changes are.
If they are concerned, they'll let you know.
Though I would hope
That's
so.
that's my experience.
So, thank you for coming out, and Linda, I know you were in and out with Chris, and I appreciate that as well. The next is the Joint Police Advisory Board. We have a meeting scheduled for January the 14th. It's Warden Gregory and Counselor Adams. I am the chair of the Joint Police Advisory Board, and Danny Harview is the vice chair. We did have our one meeting that we talked about at the last council. I wasn't here, but I know it was discussed. So is there any questions? I will say I think it's going to be a good board.
The Joint Police Advisory Board?
Yes. The next is Remo Advisory Committee. We are supposed to be meeting this month, in December. I've just got he sent a asking, and I have not heard an update that it would come. He's been sending out advisories. There's one upcoming for this week for rain. So we go from snow yesterday to rain on Wednesday. The next is the Western Regional Housing Authority. I just want to report from Linda's report that he is now officially appointed. Next is the Regional Joint Committees. We have our Age-Friendly Community Planning Committee, Counselor Adams.
We haven't had a meeting, but subcommittee, which our CAO is part of, is looking at, can I say that? We're looking at hiring Peter Fallon to help facilitate the next part of the project, which is deciding where we're going to spend our money and how and that kind of thing. So, and will that be a committee meeting for all of us?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there hasn't been a date.
No, we haven't said that yet.
Okay, that's the update.
Okay, the next is Airport Working Group, Deputy Warden McAlpine and Counselor Adams. Anything to it?
We haven't had a meeting. No,
Okay, nothing upcoming that you know of?
not that I know of.
Okay, Bay of Fundy Marine Transportation Association. We had a meeting, I couldn't have got the minutes yet. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago, and we were discussing at this council, in this council room, I should say, not our council, of, a letter being sent, and we sent, of what we'd like to see happen with the new ferry, what some options they could be looking at. We had people in from trucking, in from tourism. Actually, tourism, Paul Stackhouse had some really good ideas that he brought. we had, I can't tell you the name, from trucking, who had some great ideas. Well-done letter, and I apologize for not, I thought I had sent it out and I can't have, because Pat's excellent on that, and like I said, last week, there was a lot of things that I usually do that I just didn't do. No excuse, but I am pleased. Norm Lockyer is the chair, and he is doing a good job. So we are waiting to have another meeting from this, but like I said, we are working. What our thing is now is just to keep things going to, we've got the ferry, so now it's just the options of, you know, what can we help with, where can we work, liaison with St. John. The next is the Digby Mun Area Affordable and Supportive Housing Group. Councillor Tudor, I did send in what I had gotten for emails. Is there anything you'd like to?
I was in Halifax when they had the open house. They had an open house while we were all at the UNSM. I have gone over the notes. In particular, I would like to mention to the councillors to look at some of the statistics they have. I think they're good for a lot of issues, social, economic, around this area, and the lady from Yarmouth that compiled that did a fantastic job, and I just would really recommend taking a look at that. And I don't know when our next meeting is. I haven't gotten notice, so I'll let you know when I find out.
Okay, that's wonderful. Are you enjoying the committee?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Very much enjoying that committee.
Okay.
It's close to my heart.
The next is the Digby Annapolis Development Court. There was Deputy Warden McAlpine and Councillor Tudor. We have the minutes of October 2013. Is there anything you would like to add, Councillor Tudor?
Well, we were to have a meeting shortly, but I believe that they missed a deadline for the request for proposal. Mr. Georgery, is it?
We're going to delay it by a week.
Yeah, we're going to delay that by a week, so I guess it's the 9th instead of the 3rd, would that be? I can write that. Oh, I got it written down. Housing, 9:30 a.m. Yeah, so we're going to be discussing any developments with the building, so apparently the RFP hasn't gone out, so I don't think it'd be.
The RFP's gone out, they just wanted to make sure, it was late getting out.
Oh.
They wanted to allow an extra week so they would have more time. for
Due diligence
responses.
for everybody that might be interested to get involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
The meeting's at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.? The old one was 9 a.m., so I.
No, the last one, it was scheduled for 3.
Housing on the
Not
9th.
housing.
Nope. I'm writing down the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
It's called
for 3.
Digby Annapolis
A
Development
D-Doc.
Corporation.
Yeah, A-D-A-C. Got it. For some reason, I got this at the dollar store, and it has every month and everything except for December.
Oh,
That's
didn't like that.
that's what, I paid $1. I expect
That's why,
December.
that's why you pay $1.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. The next is the Digby Area Learning Association, Councillor Manzer. We have the minutes of September 2013. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, we had a meeting on October. I must have forgot to bring the minutes over, but the only main thing is they decided to sell their building at the Cornwallis Conference Center.
To ABCC, back to them?
Yeah, sold it back to them. And they're just going to do their work, either rent from ABCC or rent locally or whatever as programs come up, because the government has cut some of their funding for programs that they were doing. So there's not
How's
as
it
much
going over
need.
at the new site?
What's that?
How's it going at the new site?
Good,
Yeah.
nice.
Is this the one, the
Do
mall?
they have a
The one
boardroom?
down here at the mall.
That's what I said, yeah.
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 Do
They
you have a
want-
boardroom?
No, I don't think so. We meet in like one of the classrooms or
Okay.
whatever. It's going to be a
That's
classroom.
Oh, I thought they had.
Just in regards to
We had a
the,
meeting there the other day. I was unable to attend.
The NSCC part might have a boardroom.
yeah.
Oh, yes, it was
Before.
NSCC,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Okay.
I just might have a suggestion in regards to the dollars. How close on the horizon, are they prepared for the title developments in the area on the educational side? Has there been any discussion
I
about
don't think
that?
there's anything specifically mentioned about that, but
Would you mind bringing it up?
When they bought the building, when they moved to the building, they did mention out back, there's area like where they want to do a welding course, like a 6-week, 8-week welding course they can set up out back. So there is room to do stuff like that.
Well, another thing might be worth mentioning because of the nature of the seasonal work around here, it's the summer is when everybody's off work, and that might be a good time for heavy equipment courses and things like that, because the traditional fall and winter semesters, you're fishing. So it makes it a little tough to pick up those little bits of extra training. There's something. you might
With
want
summer
to-
fishing, there's other, I'm sure there's other people that are not fishing.
Yeah, well, my area, they.
Yeah,
it's
your
the
area,
winter.
yeah.
Yeah. Just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, the next is the Digby Area Tourism Association, Councilor Manzer.
Hasn't been anything lately, no meeting last, maybe since summer, September,
Oh,
October.
okay. Who's your new chair?
I don't know, I can remember the last time, it was last,
I think it's still Ian Barnes.
Ian Burns,
Still-
okay.
it's still
Ian
the same.
Barnes, okay, yeah.
okay, there hasn't been anything recently.
Okay. Digby Area Recreation Commission, Warren Gregory and Councilor Manzer. They had the two hockey games. The first one was very well attended. The second one was well attended. We did not go into the hole on them,
Yeah.
and that was the big thing. We were looking at it, the budget. It has been a busy time. Kara has been doing a lot of work with the different groups. Also, though, we had, what broke?
Like what?
What broke?
Oh, 100 horsepower motor.
Thank you. Which they had to deal with, and we didn't even know we were going to have ice for that second game. It was with the diligence and of Danny Harvey that it was found and dealt with. He did that extra sweep before he went home and found the problem, which could have been a disaster. They still had a lot of hard work to do. So as things unexpectedly happen, also Deputy Mayor Jean Britton and myself, as well as Bob and Cindy, attended the recreation conference in Cape Breton. Very well done, very good education. Things there for municipalities to listen to and to hear. I felt that it was an excellent time for us to learn more things. The other thing I'm very happy with in 2015 is coming back to Digby. I sort of made the suggestion that they always have it in Digby and make life easy, but that did not seem to jump up, and they think it should be moved. It hadn't been in Cape Breton in, I think they said nearly 20 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
long time.
Oh, that's odd.
Didn't want it, or wasn't given to them, whatever. But they did an excellent conference. It was really well done. The first night in, when you came in, they had activities, then they had a speaker, and then a meet and greet. But, you know, if you get in early enough, there was no waste of time. There was something to be done, you know, if you wanted to deal with it. They kept things going from 7 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. I went to bed before that. But I learned how to play washer toss.
You didn't have to play washer toss.
I learned. First time. See, you teach an old dog new
You'd
tricks.
be able to play that at the retirement home in a few years' time.
Thank you for that. Do they do washer toss there?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I've never seen it before, and I
a big deal.
was the worst one at it, but that's not the point. I had fun.
We have washer toss tournaments on Westport. They're a pretty big deal. People come from all over the southwestern Nova Scotia to go to it. It's a sort of the Albrights do it.
Oh, okay.
Tommy wins almost every single year. I think that's why he keeps doing it.
But I will tell you that listening to what municipalities can do and how we are so far advanced or with an alignment with a lot of the things that they are talking about, we are very fortunate. we, as working as DAR, do an excellent job. We have an excellent manager, an excellent staff, and it works with the board.
Yeah, they're a fantastic group. I really enjoyed when I served on that board.
Now, the next, I've lost.
Digby Development?
Digby Development Agency, formerly the Industrial Commission, Warden Gregory, Deputy Warden McAlpine. You have the minutes of September 2013. Last week, Mayor Cleveland, Deputy Warden McAlpine, and our energy person, Terry Thibodeau, as well as the Port Association liaison, Jeff Sutherland, who is their manager, attended a conference. They didn't attend the conference. I shouldn't say that. They went to the conference, but did not attend. That doesn't make sense, but they did.
They presented at the conference?
What they did, we hosted a reception. We also met with political figures, like Greg and different ones they had set up. They met with industry, showing them what we can do with tidal energy, tidal turbines in our area. We got an email today from Terry. They were very interested. It was well done. When Deputy Warden McAlpine comes back next month, I will ask him to talk more about it. But I have been told it was a great success, and it's looking more positive for them coming in different industries for the day before the conference that is coming to Nova Scotia. So I am pleased. Also, with the Digby Development Agency, we use Peter McCullen and Dan Harvey to help with searching out new ideas, doing communications and whatever. I think we are doing very well. It's not a project, it's a committee that the town and the municipality work very well together. And I really think we're going to see our title take off. I mean, we look at Dana Warren, who is doing a great job and coming up and working here, and I will tell you, it's working with people like him that we go far in this industry.
He's done a lot of work for a lot of years, and I have to say, in the last few years, 4 or 5 years, I've seen a real improvement in the quality. Like, things are really coming together, and it really says a lot for the partnerships with the higher education in the area too, because a lot of that had to do with the expertise offered by Acadia. There's a lot of I hate to use the word, it's such a fad word, but synergy between the two groups. There's lots that they can do for each other.
Excellent. The next is the Digby Harbor Port Association. You have the minutes of September. Isn't this November?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We met last week, 2 weeks, last week. We met sometime this month. 2 weeks ago, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. And we were discussing the harbor and what we want to still do for improvements. There are improvements coming, and I hope I'm not opening up the door, but there is going to be a reduction in cost to the boat owners for use of the wharf. For more information, I would say the chair, Rich Hazelton, or the manager, Jeff, should speak on it, but it was a board decision that we reduce that cost to them because they're paying one of the highest in the province. But we are doing a lot of things on the wharf. The improvements are great, and if anyone wants to go down, you can see it. Our breakwater is coming along. There will be more work going on in the spring. It's not, just not finished. So, and I will make sure both months' minutes are at the next meeting. Is there any questions? The next is the Digby Library Committee Deputy Warden McCalmont. He didn't leave any,
For
the library.
they haven't met. The
Okay.
Digby Library Committee hasn't met.
Okay, Digby Municipal Fire Association, Councilor Manzer.
No, it's still the same night as our recreation. So we're supposed to have a meeting, I think, with.
I could take-
With Paulette.
Maybe I could take one of those.
Early December. Because they have, well, 3 months ago, it was on a Wednesday night, so I thought, well, because it was hit and miss before that. it was,
Yeah.
you know. So then the next month, it was also on a Wednesday night, so I said, well.
And is it always going to be that?
Well, I haven't called and been talking to her, but for the last 3 months, it's been the third Wednesday of the month.
Which is the same as
If that
ours.
takes place, and it keeps, maybe
Yeah.
you need to talk to Councilor
We could,
Tudor and,
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a bit of a disparity in the amount of committees that I have compared to you other fellows, so not much of one, but I'd be happy to
But-
take any committee from off your load,
but
especially
it
if
would,
they're
you know,
conflicting.
if the fire association, just check and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a tough one to deal with sometimes.
Well, they've been really good.
But they
with
haven't
you.
been with, you know.
Really good with
lately,
George.
you know,
Maybe it's just me.
No,
Maybe it's a change of
different
personnel.
changes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had
Healthy
trouble
eat-
getting emails and stuff from them.
Healthy Eating Committee, Councilor Adams?
We've met twice, once in Clare, once here at the municipal building. We're getting ready to write a draft for the town and Clare and ourselves. It'll probably be a little bit different, but we had a meeting of stakeholders on November 19th. Yeah, the 19th, at the Digby Regional High School cafeteria. They did a presentation on healthy eating. They were looking, the stakeholders are people who are dealing with youth and what they're serving them, and they had some feedback. It was very interesting, and we had an extremely healthy meal.
And you did do,
Oh, and I brought greetings from the warden, yes, sorry.
no, I just wanted to make sure
Yep, I did.
you did do that. I know you did do
I have a
that.
question for Martha.
Question?
Yeah, down in the islands, they're doing something kind of interesting. There's a couple of ladies that are really good cooks making healthy soups and things like that, and you bring your mug and you get $2 because of Cuts. We lost our hot lunch program, and a couple of the community members just have taken it on themselves, make a big thing of chowder or something, very healthy foods. They're really good cooks. They're really known for it, and it's $2 a cup. And it's sort of an interesting way to get healthy food to the kids that's non-governmental.
They're going to the school?
Yep, they go to the school
Yeah.
a couple times a week, I believe. And they cook up a nice lunch, they make a few bucks, and kids still get something healthy and warm. So lunch might be just something interesting, I
Yeah,
thought.
good.
Very good. The Highway 101 Task Force, Warden Gregory and Councilor Adams. I pretty well spoke about that with Paul LaFleche, and that we're meeting in January, and that our new MLA will be on that committee. King's Transit Authority, actually the meeting is Wednesday. I will be attending.
Take your umbrella.
All right, I'll take my umbrella. I can't make any further comments because I'm trying to remember of the month before.
We had a presentation.
Oh, yes, the presentation came, and he did the presentation here. I wasn't here for that. The other thing at our committee, it was discussing that the buses were coming, that they would want to make sure that we feel comfortable having input to what we were doing, and they're trying to really work it together. I'm quite pleased with the committee.
Any timeline on a new manager?
No.
Okay.
They had to do it
Okay.
and start all over again. So probably by March, I would say. Senior Safety Committee, Councilor Tudor, Deputy Warden McAlpine.
We have a celebration of our 10th anniversary, which is more like our 11th, coming up on December 4th. The Esnell Don Thomas has been putting it together, doing a really good job. And yeah, so I'll see you there on the 4th. We're gonna have our next meeting on the morning before the actual, so I guess that's been the focus.
And do you want to make sure the minutes are coming in from the senior safety?
Yeah, I'm sure I got-
They come in from King's Transit.
I must have forgot to forward that, that'd be me.
Anybody whose minutes aren't there, we need to get them in, keep us abreast. And if we're not getting them, the Ren 1 is Deputy Warden McAlpine is not here. I know they've had a meeting.
We've had numerous meetings. Right now, there was a subcommittee struck, which I'm sitting on. It's a recruitment committee for the board of directors.
Yeah, here, I got it right here. I'll forward it to everybody, sorry.
Send it to Pat.
Okay.
And we'll go into next month's.
Okay. November.
But you need more than November's. The next is Timeview Terrace.
Transport declared.
Oh, sorry, Transport Declare, Councilor Manzer.
You're right, there wasn't any meetings during July, August, and September. We did have a meeting in October and November. And I see the minutes aren't here, so I guess I'm
So
a
you'll
little behind
get-
on that.
You'll get the minutes
I'll get
for
them
next
in.
month?
Nothing major with, they're just talking about buying a new van. Or they put the money aside and put it on the order. No, there was major announcements. But, there is a program for seniors or for elderly or disabled people to help them put in their wood or shovel their steps or whatever.
There is?
Yeah. And Clarendon he had mentioned it a month or so ago, but he said it was so detailed and involved, it was hard. Like, the people would do the work, and then they had to submit their claim into the government, and it took so long to get the money. Whereas now he's got it changed, or it's been changed so that he can send the bills in, he can pay the people of the day of, he can send their bills or their
Is this
claims
only
in.
for Clare, or is this for Digby County?
I mentioned to him about I had, a lady in Weymouth Falls, and he said, just to let him know, and he would make the arrangements. So I think he's gonna go through Conway Workshop and the Atelier de Clare, whatever, the workshop down there, if they can handle the work, the jobs or whatever.
So should I have people, because I have some people,
Yeah.
to contact him?
Yeah, or get them to contact Clarendon, or you call Clarendon. with
Well, that's
the
what I mean, them
information.
to
Yeah.
call Clarendon,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
because I have 3.
Because I have one I'm gonna call tomorrow. He's not in on Monday, so I'm gonna call tomorrow and give him the person's name and address, and he will make the arrangements to have the work done, so.
Oh, good, that's great.
Yeah.
I will speak to these 3 ladies, get them to talk
Do
to
you want Clarendon's
Clarendon.
phone number, or you can,
I believe I have his
Okay,
email.
okay.
If I don't have his number, I can look
Okay.
it up.
but so that was, should be a benefit to
Oh, that would
the
be
elderly,
great.
yeah.
If he can send us a little bit more on the program, it'd be wonderful.
Okay.
Are you going to ask
I'm
him?
gonna be talking to him tomorrow,
Yeah.
so I will,
Okay.
more information.
Is it gonna be advertised perhaps?
Well, that's what I want to
Yeah.
see what he can find out for us. The
I'll
next,
ask him.
oh,
okay.
sorry.
Okay.
The next is Tideview Terrace. We haven't had minutes since July. The other thing is, I'm asking, not only do we have the minutes, but can we have the reports that are going with it so we know what's going on? Because the minutes are very,
Minimal.
yes, that's a nice understatement.
So, yeah.
So.
A little more elaboration.
If we could have reports to go with it, then they might make sense to us.
Okay, I thought I had brought those in.
Because there's,
Bad memory.
I'm a bad minutes forgetter
you
myself.
only got August, September, October, November.
Okay, there was no meeting, November's been canceled,
Okay,
so there would be September and October.
okay, that would be
Maybe
great,
August.
if you would, and like all the reports
I
that go
will.
with them, the attachments. Up Upper Clements Park Society, Councillor Adams, we have, you had an update on November 20th meeting?
Okay, yeah, Upper Clements Park Society has been trying to organize a meeting of mayors and wardens and CAOs from Kings down to Clare. It's been quite a hard job to get everybody there on the same day. So we did have a meeting on the 20th of November. Our CAO went with me. I represented the warden. She wasn't able to go. What they're looking at is trying to have the traffic that's coming off the soon-to-be new ferry in Yarmouth to come up our way, because right now the numbers are about 70% go to South Shore and 30% come our way. And even if we can get 50-50, that would be an improvement. So they've got a strategy set up, and what they wanted with the November 20th meeting was they went over how they were going to brand it. It's called the Acadian Bay of Fundy Valley. And it's sort of catchphrases, the best
Road trip.
we've ever had.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. So, the meeting was mainly about seeing whether there was a consensus to move forward with it, and one of the things that they're really looking at is having an ambassador on the ship. So perhaps that person would stand out when the cars are waiting to get on in Portland to come to Yarmouth, talk to them. Then there's 9 hours on the ship, so he would have a big opportunity to speak. And so and anyway, the consensus was yes, it's a great idea, please go forward. So John Ferguson, the CAO for Annapolis County, was there, and he and Greg, who's our executive director or manager of the park, they're going to get together and sort of set up some sort of a budget so that we all know how much money we need to contribute, because we're going to have to pay this person an ambassador, and there's also going to be some pamphlets, of course, with new branding and advertising. So I thought it was a great presentation, because he only touched on but some of the icons in each of the areas. So, for example, for us was Bouncing Rock and whale watching and
Seal Cove. Never forget
I can't remember. He said I haven't got them all, but just to show what some of the things were. So anything else that I missed about that?
Don't think so.
No. So we are moving ahead.
It isn't just for Upper Clements Park, it's for...
No, it's
the
just,
areas.
so that they come up this area, and because we have so many things to offer, and, as I said, the percentage so far, in the past has been they go up the South Shore. So.
Did they say why they chose the South Shore? Is there any reason why, like?
No, I don't think they said whether it
There was
was
some
somebody on the
discussion.
ship.
No, there was some discussion about the, and we hear this all the time, I don't know if it's true or not, but that some of the visitor information centers in the Yarmouth area tend to direct people more to the South Shore, Peggy's Cove, but that is around
Peggy's
that
Cove
area.
is in that, so, yeah. So anyway, that's the update, and I think we're going to move forward, and there will be some more, I'm sure, a meeting or budget sent. I think the budget's going to be sent to each of the CAOs, right? Yeah. So when I know more, we'll know more.
Thank you very much. The next is waste check. Warden Linda and Deputy Warden McAlpine. You have the minutes of September 2013, the reports, and the bylaw enforcement report, September, October 2013. We had a meeting in October. No, in November. This is November. In November, because we don't have one each month anymore. We have a few. What we did have at our meeting was a new environment officer who was there to hear. We also talked about our budget, the financial statement, I should say, and that was passed. Did I send you a copy of the financial statement? Okay. I will make sure you get it. So that was covered. They also talked about the RRFB and the knowing that we will be getting less money next year. That's already been afforded to us by their new CAO. To the amount, we don't know yet. And that is how we work as part of that as municipal funding. Also at that meeting, Linda, thank you. Knew if I stopped and thought about it. No, sorry. I thought I had it right here. Also at that meeting, we passed the policies that were updated. One was the sick policy, one was the policy for performance appraisals, and the other was we just updated some forms for travel. Otherwise, things were working quite well. We send out a separate report from the bylaw enforcement for just each area, and that was sent out to you. Any questions or comments? Westmoreland County Regional was Deputy Warden. Weymouth Doctor Recruiting, we have not had a meeting, and that is myself and Councillor Manzer, and that should soon be getting another
Yeah.
meeting.
We're gonna have one early in the winter, like January, February, maybe,
I would,
sometime.
Yeah, I guess we can. I don't know what. Specifically.
I don't know, other than the.
I know that they'll be soon getting new students again.
Yeah, and at some point, the records there, we were gonna have
We-
it switched
yes.
over to the new system, and
Then
maybe
we're
we
not-
should think about getting that started before we, wait, instead of waiting for our doctor to arrive.
Get him on that system with Claire.
Yeah. Nightingale system or whatever it
Yeah.
was, get them transferred over.
So, yeah, we
Maybe
probably,
in the new year.
Yeah,
Remember it comes to now.
yeah.
but yeah, we
Yeah,
do need a meeting.
December's quite busy, so we
Just
could.
on an aside, I used the Medibus in Weymouth a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah?
and I was very impressed. I was in and out in less than half an hour. That's just one person ahead of me, and it was great.
Did ya?
And they are doing flu shots off the
Yeah.
Medibus.
And we used it on the weekend and Saturday morning at
Yeah. Here in
across from
Digby?
Walmart there, and, yeah, 20 minutes, half an
I
hour.
know, it's great.
Blood vendor sitting.
For a flu shot or for?
No, my wife had,
Oh, no, I just meant,
but, she was
Yeah.
there, and she also got a flu shot too at the same time. It was, blood vendor sitting 3-4 hours.
Oh, gosh.
all right. Next, we will do council reports. Could I start with Councilor Manzer, please?
Let's see, early November, I worked the door at both the hockey games on the 2nd and the 8th of November. The 6th, 7th, and 8th, I attended the UNSM conference in Halifax. Here for the open house last week in the afternoon. Then my regular monthly committee meetings, and it was a tree lighting at the Foodland Saturday evening.
Did they do the light exchange?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Did
The
we-
light exchange. was
And did
on.
you help with that, or?
No, they didn't, nobody, they didn't ask, I was there, and they were in the process then, so I just kind of wandered around.
Great.
Yeah. And I missed the tree thing at the assisted living.
When was that?
See? Saturday and Sunday.
I knew that.
Yeah. I didn't, I thought it was early December.
No, I did, but
just-
like I said,
Yeah.
Did you have a reception party then?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they were doing it,
No wine and cheese.
when was my daughter's birthday? On the 23rd.
I was away, yeah.
And Sunday, sorry, I didn't.
It was on the third. What day did you
Thank you. And Counselor Adams.
I also attended the UNSM early in the month. I also laid a wreath on Remembrance Day at the church in Barton on behalf of the municipality. I attended the open house for PAC, and the rest has been said. That's it.
Okay.
Councillor, Madam Warden, I also attended the Remembrance Day ceremony and laid a wreath for the municipality, which I forgot.
Counselor Tudor.
I tried to lay a wreath. They had a bit of trouble. It disappeared along with the Village of Westport's wreath, and somehow I ended up with an extra wreath from Little River, even though I brought it to them. So here's your Little River wreath. We already got one. But yeah, they had a bit of difficulty because they did a combined Remembrance Day ceremony for Tiverton and Westport and Freeport, and I guess they misplaced some of the wreaths. I'm sure they made it up eventually.
Oh, they did a combined this year?
Yes.
So you do have 2 extra wreaths?
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons I got a wreath in my car right now that I never did.
Give those to Pat and we'll use them next year.
Okay. Yep. The UNSM, just like everybody said, I went up a little bit early to confuse myself with the property valuation Excite-A-Minute meeting. It was so exciting. You guys really missed out. No, wait, you were there, weren't you? You came early too. You're a sucker for punishment just like I am.
The parking lot was more interesting than that, wasn't it?
I found like the only possible seat. And I didn't touch that car for 4 days, just left it there. The internet stuff has been going along. I give regular calls to Chris J. Norman from Mainland Telecom just to see if there's any problems. I'm having a lot of people in the community ask me about it. Right now there's wood and filling out forms and food bank, all that sort of typical stuff. Yeah, but for big projects, I guess the internet is one I'm focusing on. Also, I've been getting, I've also, in regards, you know how I've been trying for years for Freeport to get, with the Armor Rock, the roads falling into the water, and the culverts. And up to counting our interim managers, we're at 6 now since I got the job, got the interim. But I've taken an angle, so it doesn't depend on the person. I'm trying to break it down to specific tasks and have it assigned to people, and then I call and see if the person that's in charge, for example, of taking land, expropriating land to build a road, see if he's got the file and if he's working on it. That's my hope. And also, Gordon Wilson said that he's interested in helping me with that, and he can take it even further up the chain beyond what I've done. And I'm really hopeful that this winter will be the winter that finally is dealt with, because that road's ready to fall. Sorry, I regress. Once I get ranting about that road, I get a little passionate by it. But yeah, things are going along. Spending some time with the title people and in the community, discussing it in particular. Yeah, things are going really well. Doing my typical thing. Went to a bunch of meetings.
Very good.
I had fun at the meeting for the transit, oddly enough. How do you have fun at a transit meeting? I don't know. I found a way.
The next is myself. I attended the recreation conference, as I said earlier. It was well information. I, along with Councillor Manzer, helped with the door, and then I became the sergeant at arms for the smoking.
You kept people from smoking?
Pardon me?
Kept people smoking?
Just kept them away from the door.
Kept them away from the door. My God, the smoke was coming in. I thought I was in a steakhouse.
Stand near my place. Nah, I can't
So,
smoke at home. I get
anyway.
strangled.
We also, in November, we had a social committee. Councillor Adams, Maritza. Councillor Adams, myself, and the other 2 staff, and it's going
tried 1-to-1, but they didn't get to the second one.
Oh, okay, I have you there.
Yeah.
We have discussed, and we now have everyone taken part in the murder mystery. It's on how to kill the warden and get away with it.
I'm the heavy metal.
Is the levy on it, you also planning the
And
levy?
the levy,
And the sweets?
counselor,
The sweets for the levy?
there will be one tray only.
There's no liquor at the levy.
One tray only?
One
I
tray
went to the
only.
levy and the levy was dry.
We have to cut back on our sweets.
We're being healthier, people. I can bring a bunch of mussels.
I'll
I
have to
can
bring
pick
my
them right off
own.
the
No,
beach, man. I'll clean
we
them
are
up,
not
bring them in,
having
they're great.
mussels. No.
I ate 5 pounds the other
No.
day.
Counselor Adams and myself are working on the levy. Actually, it's a good thing to be brought up today because I know we have it planned and we just go ahead and we've got such a raid this year. And I hope it will be from 2 to 4 and we hope that you come and attend.
There's lots of sweets, yeah.
There'll be one tray.
December what?
January.
New Year's, I mean?
January the 1st is the New Year's
Yeah,
levy.
yeah, yeah. I'm not a fan of the levies. I might go.
It's not a point of whether you're a fan or not. I think it's good for people to meet and mingle.
Hang out in the
Okay.
ferry.
Next, I attended the UNSM, and previous to that, I attended the same meeting as Counselor Tudor on our property evaluations. It was actually not a bad meeting. From there, I went to the open house that we had no one attend, that evening anyway. And from there, I went to the Cook's Christmas dinner with Maritza. They had invited the warden of Shelburne, or was it the mayor? Warden, mayor. And myself and the warden of Clare. So, and they did a 20-minute overview of what's happening in pork agriculture. This is all from staff. They first do a sort of like a foolish thing, that they're all wearing beards and they're dancing around, and then they get to some serious stuff, what's happening in the areas, which was actually very interesting. That is where we met Dr. LaFleche and
La Flesh.
Paul LaFleche. He's the deputy minister,
Okay.
transportation. So it went well. The only other thing that I did attend was Remembrance Day, thank you, was the Remembrance Day service. I attended the one in Digby, which I laid our wreath. I also had one laid in Gulliver's Cove, and then I went in the afternoon to the luncheon that they provided at the Digby Legion. I was going to Tyview for 3 o'clock, and I got called to my mother-in-law's. So it's not been good weeks. Otherwise, yeah, everything's been going along. I've been on the phone with several people. There are some issues in our community of people with lack of money, which we all know that is happening in the whole thing. I will also make a comment. Sometimes, and I think this is the right way, counselors are meeting with people, and that's not discussed because a lot of it is personal or private. So, I mean, I know that Counselor Adams has been working hard on a project with a lady dealing with her child. I sometimes hear Counselor Manzer saying the same thing as Tudor, all of us. So often, we are busier than even what our little brief bio is saying. We're asked to keep them brief because we could go on all day and nobody wants to sit and hear us all day.
Except Pat. She loves listening to us, look.
So now at this point, is there any questions from the gallery?
I thought it was interesting that you brought that up, because 70% of what you do is, can you fill this form out for me, and stuff like that, or especially at Christmas and it getting cold right now, it's a problem for a lot of people. Yeah, it would.
So can I have someone adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Is there a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody.